Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sons of Sequoia podcast.
SoS number 34. Here we go. How you doing, David?
I'm doing okay. I got up a little bit later today. We had some rain overnight. It really zonked me out this morning. But now that I'm awake, I feel normal. It was hard to get up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this bracket fight. The bracket fights are fun.
I do like the bracket fights. I think that it engenders a lively discussion that's not about anything that matters. So that's what I like about it.
We can argue about something that just doesn't matter, kind of like sports.
Yes. Have you ever seen that show, Pardon the Interruption?
I've heard of it.
It's two guys, Michael Wilbon and Tony Kornheiser, and they yell at each other for half an hour about sports, which obviously don't matter, but they're passionate. That's all that matters, I guess, right?
So you don't care about the sports. They can talk about a sport that you don't even know.
Yeah.
And it's all about the passion, about the yelling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And obviously, whether or not I don't think they're trying to convince each other, but it's like you remember when LeBron James had the hair piece? LeBron James, he's like balding. So he has this hair piece that he wears underneath his headband, and it fell down. So he had like this bald rim right here, and then like his hair was hanging down like over it, and he had to like remove it. And they started yelling at each other like, LeBron deserves to wear a hairpiece. And the other guy's like, he should just shave his head. He shouldn't be ashamed of being bald. And they're not solving the world's problems, you know? But they're creating decent television by yelling at each other.
Yeah. So this bracket fight is not going to matter at all, but we're going to have fun picking it out.
We might enrage some people. I've looked ahead a little bit. I cheated. There are some regional favorites here that we're going to say, I've never been there. It loses. And people from that region will be like, what? That is our golden goose. We love that place. So that's one reason I like to do the bracket fights as well. So should we just jump right into it?
I'm ready.
Let's go. Boom. Okay, starting off. We have Subway versus A&W.
Yeah, well, no context for me. I got one well preferred over the other because of my experience, because of where I've frequented.
No contest for me either. But I will say I do use Reddit. I'm a Reddit user. And there's a subreddit called Today I Learned. And I could probably pull this up. Let me see. Should I?
See if you can.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to look this stuff up, but we'll try to find it. And it's a true story about A&W. Today I learned. Okay, now I want to search the subreddit itself. A&W. I don't think, since I'm not logged in on this browser, it'd be difficult to find. But apparently, A&W in the 90s, they released a 1/3 pound burger, 1/3 pound burger, because they wanted to compete with McDonald's. But nobody bought it because Americans are so stupid. They thought a 1/4 pound was more than a 1/3 pound.
Because 4 is more than 3.
Because 4 is more than 3. I think that's a true story. That's why the A&W executives believe that it failed. Fascinating, huh?
They're probably right.
Uh-huh. Now, I like root beer, and I like root beer floats. It's I don't have a sweet tooth, but root beer floats are something that I really enjoy. And yet, Subways are just everywhere. You know, you can go to Subway anywhere in the country. And I like the fact that there's fresh baked bread and fresh vegetables. So I choose Subway.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I've had a lot of good Subway sandwiches, but back in 1970, I was working in Wyoming, in Rawlins, Wyoming, field work. And I was on this line, geophysical line, and we were doing shots. And I was me and the guys every night would go to A&W and would have a root beer float and a hamburger and or sometimes just a root beer float. And they bring out the old frosted mugs, to our car, you know, and we just drive home with the mugs, and then would bring them back the next day and have them fill it up. Anyway, so A&W was a hangout for all that summer, and I love going to A&W just because of the all my friends that I work with in the field. So field work, if you've ever done field work, 100% or 99.9% of enjoyment of field work is who you're working with, and there's a bunch of great guys, and so we had a lot of fun, and so just because of the memory of going to A&W every night, driving around, see who's there. It's Roland, Wyoming. It's a really small town. You begin to see the locals, you see the repeats, and you get to know some of the people there. I'm going to pick, and also I've had some, just because of memory, I'll pick A&W. I want to pick A&W.
So we're differing on the first one. Let's do some part of the interruption. You gotta be crazy picking A&W. Subway is way better. I choose Subway. We're gonna be off. Just to start with. Okay. I think that I might get some flack for this one. So have you ever had Auntie Anne's?
I don't think so.
Auntie Anne's is a pretzel snack shop that's in a lot of malls. And I've had Cinnabon, which I think they've determined Cinnabon to be the most unhealthy food on planet Earth. But when I'm walking around the mall, I would rather get a Cinnabon than a pretzel. Pretzels, for some reason, they just don't do it for me. So even though there's an Auntie Anne in our local mall, and you've been to Colorado Mills 100 times, right? And it's been there since the mall opened in 2003 or whenever. But you've never been to Auntie Anne's, have you?
No. I mean, a pretzel doesn't really scream, I need to have one.
So I've never been to Auntie Anne's either. I know what it is, and I've seen it, and it smells good, They have these pretzels, and they're glazed with the butter and the big salt, and you dip them in cheese or whatever. But I've actually been to Little Caesars in my life, so I'm choosing Little Caesars.
I'm picking Little Caesars, too, only because I've never been to Auntie Anne's, and I like pizza. There's better places than Little Caesars for pizza, but I want to pick Little Caesars, too.
Yeah, I will say I pick Little Caesars over Auntie Anne's with the caveat that Little Caesars is garbage pizza.
I wouldn't go that far.
But there's this old saying, pizza, when it's good, it's really good. And when it's bad, it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
So Little Caesars wins. All right.
Arby's and Jamba Juice.
Two opposite ends of the health spectrum, wouldn't you say?
Arby's, Arbys, artificial roast beef. Yes, sir. That's what Kathy used to say.
Uh-huh.
And Jamba Juice, we have that a lot because it's just tasty, it's healthy, there's no contest here.
Yeah,
I like Jamba Juice.
Yeah, there is really no contest, but I remember as a kid really liking Arby's for some reason. And I think the reason why is that it wasn't burgers and fries. So, when you're a kid and you're really young, you go to McDonald's and it's the greatest day of your life. And then, your parents introduce you to Burger King and Wendy's, and you're like, yeah, this is kind of like McDonald's, but there's no playground, so what's the point? But then,
when you and Michael were little, I'd take you over to Chili's. Remember a couple times Chili's, and I don't think we'd sit in the bar or something and have chili there. It was, at lunchtime I took you out of school. That was fun, wasn't it?
I do remember they had the mugs, and we would get soda like Coke or Dr. Pepper or root beer in the mugs, and they would bring the mugs and they had free refills. We would chug them, and we'd be like, "I need a free refill." I remember that vividly at Chili's in the bar.
Yeah.
then you start eating Burger King and Wendy's, and that's more burgers and fries. And then I got introduced to Arby's as a young kid, and you're like, oh, this isn't a burger. And they give you the horseradish sauce and the Arby's sauce, which is barbecues. I haven't had Arby's in years, and I'm sure if I had it now, I would say I was dumb when I was a kid. But I did like it as a kid.
Well, I think the best part about an Arby's, whatever you call them, sandwiches, the best part about an Arby's is the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
The bread, the meat, and everything.
It's suspect.
It's suspect, but the sauce is good.
But I also remember they have the curly Q fries that are seasoned.
That's right. That's right.
And I liked those as a kid.
Yeah, those weren't bad, but if you want to compare fries, McDonald's fries are much better.
McDonald's fries are so good. But yes, I guess there's no point in discussing this. Jamba Juice is clearly my favorite.
I mean, we could sit here and trash Arby's for the rest of the hour.
There's a YouTube video because Jon Stewart, he trashed Arby's every week or two on The Daily Show, and he was on the air for like 10 years. So it's like a 20-minute YouTube video of just they compiled all the Arby's jokes he made.
Well, Arby's, they got this. Who's the spokesman they got? They probably paid him a lot of money.
Let's find out.
Arby. Who's the spokesman? Really deep voice, it's just.
Ving Rhames?
No.
Find out the deep voice. Oh, it's not James Earl Jones. It's Ving Rhames. Did you think it was James Earl Jones? Oh,
maybe.
We have the meats.
Maybe so. So it was him, huh?
Yeah.
It was Ving Rhames. Anyway, they paid him a lot of money, and if I was Ving Rhames, I'd take it.
Yeah.
because in my thinking, it says, the voice, they need something, and who else is going to do it but me? And so probably a gig is going to be there for a while, because they're not going to get any better. They're going to keep needing something, and they're going to need him for a long time. So I think it was a wise thing for him to be the spokesperson for Arby's.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm picking Jamba Juice.
Jamba Juice wins easy. Chick-fil-A and Baja Fresh.
Oh, my goodness. Unfortunately, I have never, ever been to Baja Fresh, and I think this might be the first time I ever heard of it.
Really? I've been to Baja Fresh. It's not very good, but I will say this, and I'm going to make this pick very quickly. Chick-fil-A is hardcore Christian, and they're like anti-gay. They're closed on Sundays, which is good for their employees, I suppose, except for you can't get as many hours. And that has nothing to do with my decision. My decision is all about how the real chicken sandwich is not Chick-fil-A. It's Popeyes. And I don't even want Chick-fil-A in this discussion. I don't really like Baja Fresh, but I'm picking it over Chick-fil-A because we only need one chicken sandwich restaurant in this discussion, and that chicken sandwich restaurant is Popeyes.
Well, I really can't. I've had Chick-fil-A, and it's okay. So it's okay, but you're absolutely right. Popeyes is probably the best chicken sandwich I've ever had. They're really good. Chick-fil-A, I've never been to Baja Fresh, so I really.
You gotta choose Chick-fil-A?
I gotta choose Chick-fil-A simply because I don't think I've ever heard of Baja Fresh.
If you went to a Baja Fresh, you would eat it and you would say, ugh, that was okay, I guess. That's how people feel about Baja Fresh. But in loyalty to what I think will probably end up winning this bracket fight for me, Popeyes, I will choose Baja Fresh over Chick-fil-A. Now we have Mod. I don't know if this is Mod Market or just Mod. Let's just assume it's Mod Market because we've eaten at Mod Market. And Baskin Robbins.
Oh, BR's Baskin Robbins.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't. Mod Market? What do we eat at Mod Market?
It's that place that has like $13 turkey sandwiches by Jimmy John's near the mall.
Did we go in?
No, we brought it home, so you wouldn't have been in there.
Okay, because I don't remember that. It doesn't matter. Baskin Robbins, I'm picking that.
Yeah, me too. For
'Cause
sure.
for sure, no, I mean, everybody needs ice cream from Baskin Robbins. Was it 31 flavors or
31.
something?
That's so the Baskin Robbins. I went through it, but the B and the R form a 31. If you see in the logo.
Oh yeah,
Uh, moving on because we got a long way to go.
yeah.
Dunkin'
Okay, let's start
Donuts
moving.
and Jack in the Box.
Well, Jack in the Box is not. Both are not bad as far as I'm concerned, but both are not. Uh, well, I like donuts. I'm going to pick Dunkin' Donuts.
Yes, and Laura went to school in Boston, and Dunkin' Donuts is like God in Boston. Jack in the Box is bad. You said both are not bad. Jack in the Box is bad. It's gross. The food makes me sick. Every time I've eaten there, I've regretted it. I can go to Dunkin' Donuts, get a coffee, even get a donut. It's fine. And in the East Coast, especially in Boston, it's everywhere. I choose Dunkin' Donuts.
I choose Dunkin'. Okay, I've been to Jack in the Box maybe once or twice, and every time it wasn't so bad. But it doesn't matter. Dunkin' Donuts is really good.
Hmm.
I'm picking Dunkin' Donut, especially in the East, like you say in Boston,
Yeah.
Massachusetts, and New England. Dunkin' Donuts is big.
Now we have a Winchell's here in Wheat Ridge that we go to. Winchell's
It,
Donuts.
it has been there forever, forever, forever,
It's good.
because it's good. It's good. Shout out to Winchell's. Way to go.
Well, there's a
For on,
Winchell's on Pierce and Colfax that's not good. So I think
I started
whoever runs that specific Winchell's does a great job.
I started to say Winchell's at what is it, 44th and Kipling.
Yep,
I think Subway's the same. I've been some good Subways. I've been some. So it really depends on who's running them.
definitely. Okay, I mentioned this one before, Cinnabon
Cinnabon.
and California Pizza Kitchen. I like both of these. I think California Pizza Kitchen is like the trendy thin crust, artichoke heart and olive oil pizza, like that type of thing.
Fancy schmancy.
It's a little fancy schmancy, especially because it's in malls, like a lot of malls. Cinnabon, as I said before, might be statistically the least healthy thing you can put in your mouth. While we're doing this, I think we
Go,
should do
David.
Cinnabon Nutritional. How does that sound?
Sounds good. Oh my
Is a
goodness.
Cinnabon unhealthy? These things are so unhealthy that they're in a class all by themselves. A Cinnabon Classic contains 880 calories, 36 grams of fat, 17 grams of saturated fat. By comparison, a Big Mac contains 550 calories and 29 grams of fat.
Oh wow.
But that being said, Cinnabon is good. How do you feel about this fight?
I've never been to California Pizza Kitchen. I like pizzas, but I've never been there. I can't vote for something I haven't been to. And Cinnabon is good. I'm picking Cinnabon.
Okay, I'm picking
Even though
Cinnabon.
I'm picking it over this. Picking over something that I've never had, but that doesn't mean I'm going to go eat it.
It's good though, right? You've had one, right?
Oh yeah, I've had one, and I go, whoa, this is this. I mean, I've had one. I've had enough sugar for the month.
Yes, but it's good.
It's good.
I'm
It's
saying
good. Yeah,
it's unhealthy, but that doesn't mean it's not good. It's pretty
that's right.
darn good.
That's right.
Okay, we have IHOP versus Wingstop. They rhyme.
Never been to Wingstop.
I've been to Wingstop, and this is an easy one for me because I kind of feel like IHOP is when you have the big three. Like, the big three for burgers and fries is Wendy's, Burger King, McDonald's. And of those big three, Wendy's is the best one as far as I'm concerned. IHOP is like the Wendy's when you have IHOP Village Inn, Denny's. IHOP is the best of the diners. So I'm choosing IHOP.
I'm choosing IHOP too because I've never been to Wingstop. Don't even know what it is. Do they serve hot wings or something?
Just hot wings, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think.
IHOP for me.
Ooh.
KFC versus Wiener Schnitzel.
Now, unlike the Chick-fil-A, where I said, I'm not going to let a chicken sandwich, I honestly think KFC, they have some juice. Their fried chicken is good. Their
It
sides
is.
are good. I mean, and Wiener Schnitzel's not good. So this is easy for me. Even though I love Popeyes, it'll always be my first love when it comes to chicken. That doesn't mean that KFC is not good. KFC is good, and I'm choosing KFC.
Well, uh, well, I'm choosing KFC too. And KFC, I think Popeye's chicken is better than KFC chicken, but KFC has great sides.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the mashed potatoes and gravy is choice, and so I'm picking KFC because the meal as a whole, uh, they do a pretty good job,
Yeah,
and and also you can give a whole bucket of chicken and feed a lot of people, and I don't know, I like KFC.
I like KFC
Boom.
too. I like fried chicken restaurants. Um, this one's easy for me because I've never been to Zaxby's. Five Guys Burgers and Fries and Zaxby's.
Never been to never heard of Zaxby's.
Now, what are
Is,
your
is that
initial?
a is
I
that
think
a rooster there or a dodo bird?
it's a rooster. I think. Is Zaxby's in the South? Let's look. Oh, it's chicken sandwiches. Well, I never heard of it, so Five Guys wins for me.
Five Guys wins for me too. I like Five Guys.
I like, but Five Guys is expensive. You get a
It's
burger
ex-
and fries, it's $15.
yeah, it's not that healthy either.
No. Ooh.
Pizza Hut versus Qdoba Mexican Grill. Pizza Hut versus Qdoba Mexican Grill. Now we've been to both.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to both. You've been to both, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know which one I like because I've had more. I like Qdoba.
Yeah, me too. And Qdoba is a Colorado company, so
Yep.
Qdoba wins. I got to go with the home team. I mean, not only
Home
are they
team.
better, but now Qdoba versus Chipotle. That's an interesting conversation
Yeah.
because they both
And
have their merits. But
I
Qdoba
see.
wins this round easy.
I see Chipotle's on the other side. Okay, we're still on the left side. Qdoba. Oh, we do have a long ways to go. They
We
put a lot in
do.
here. Okay, DQ versus In-N-Out. Dairy Queen versus In-N-Out Burgers.
I'm gonna get some flack for this because people follow In and Out as if it were a religion. But we had Dairy Queen hot fudge sundaes to celebrate Grandma, Mama, Verna, your mom, her birthday the other day, and those hot fudge sundaes were so good. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, absolutely. I like Dairy Queen because, again, history. We've gone to Dairy Queen ever since you guys were little boys, and when Laura was a little girl, we've always gone to Dairy Queen. It's always been good.
It's like
And
when you voted for A&W, you had a nostalgic tie to it. Now they tore down our Dairy. Well, they didn't tear it down. They closed our Dairy Queen, the one that's near our house. But when we go to the Michael's Dairy Queen over on 38th,
yeah,
um, it's like being a kid again. You know, the blizzards don't change. And so we didn't have In-N-Out in Colorado. So yes, when I go to California, I might pick up an In-N-Out burger, double fries. But Dairy Queen takes the cake for me. It's got this tie to my memory, to good times when we'd celebrate. On my birthday, we'd go to Dairy Queen and get a blizzard, you know? It's it's part of my personal history, so it beats In-N-Out.
well, you mentioned we went there to get hot fudge sundaes in celebration of my mother, Verna Harper. She was great. She loved hot fudge sundaes, and we would go into a restaurant, and she would get a Diet Coke, and I always say, "Mother, why are you getting a Diet Coke?" She says, "I'm saving up my calories because I'm going to have a hot fudge sundae." I go, "It doesn't work that way. It
It,
doesn't work that way."
it kind of does.
In her mind, it does, you know.
I think it
But
does.
anyway, okay.
I think
Well,
she's
you
right. She's right. You're wrong.
but then I always said, well, Mother, if I ever own a store and I have hot fudge sundaes on the menu, I'm going to call it Vernie's Delight.
Yeah.
And I call that today. That's Vernie's Delight as a hot fudge sundae. I'm picking DQ.
Okay, two places we don't have in Colorado: White
White,
Castle and Del Taco.
yeah, White Castle and Del Taco. I think I've been to a White Castle. Where are they?
Midwest.
Sounds familiar. I may have been to one, but I don't know. I don't know either one of them.
Well, I don't have much experience with Del Taco. I may have eaten at one once or twice. I do remember there's a movie called Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. I'd never been to White Castle. When we were in Under the Drone, we played a show in Indianapolis. And we played the show, and then we're roaming around the city because there was a music festival that we were part of. But there were venues all over the city. Well, we're out all night, gallivanting, drinking. Clay was there because he lived in Indianapolis at the time. So he joined us. He fell off. It's 2, 3 in the morning. And we're like, well, we should head back to the hotel. And we'd been drinking beer all night. We pass a White Castle. It's lit up like a city on a hill because the buildings look like a castle. It's 3 in the morning. We all eat $20 worth of White Castle in the middle of the night. And we go crash. We wake up the next day. And I tell you what, that ride from Indianapolis to our next gig, the van had never been smellier. White Castle will give you gas, bad gas. But because of that memory, I choose White Castle.
Okay. It's just a toss-up for me because I don't know either one of them. Ever been to either one? Taco, I don't know what White Castle has in there. So I know what a taco is. I'm picking taco.
White Castle is sliders, mini hamburgers. They're not that good.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Wendy's versus Popeyes, Louisiana Kitchen. So here you go. The best burgers and the best chicken sandwiches. Oh boy, this is a hard one. Are you going to go on the burger side or the chicken side?
I'm going on the chicken side. I love Popeyes. I think Popeyes has the most delicious food. Now, I think Wendy's is the best of the burger joints. At that price point, like you can go to Five Guys and pay 3 times as much and get a better meal than at Wendy's. But it's like, I mean, you, me, and Laura, we could go to Wendy's and be perfectly full and satisfied for the same price as one of us at Five Guys. So Wendy's is great, and I hate that it loses in the first round, and this is not a fair matchup. But I got to choose Popeyes. It's my favorite.
Well, Wendy's also, you can get burgers, but also you can get chili. You can get baked potatoes. You can do other things there.
But with Popeyes, though, as far as side dishes are concerned, you can't get chilies, but you can get green beans. You can get coleslaw. You can get red beans and rice. You can get mashed potatoes and gravy, French fries. So they have good sides as well.
They do. Well, you know, David, I'm going with you. I'm picking Popeyes because Popeyes is really good.
Popeyes. Maybe we should eat Popeyes tonight.
Maybe.
Okay, we do not have Jollibee, but we do have Jimmy John's. And I personally, some people don't like Jimmy John's. They think like the bread's like plasticky. I think its consistency makes it delicious. I like Jimmy John's sandwiches.
I do too. I'm picking Jimmy John's. I like Jimmy John's. I've never been to Jollibee.
Yeah.
Never heard of it. Okay, Jimmy John's for me.
Interesting. Have you ever, okay, we have Steak and Shake versus Burger King. Have you ever been to a Steak and Shake?
No, I never have.
Now, neither have I, and I think Burger King is the worst of the 3 big burger joints. So it pains me that Burger King will be in the second round and Wendy's won't. But I got to choose Burger King because I've never been to Steak and Shake.
Well, I don't think Burger King's that bad. I don't think it's as bad as you say, because I'd go to a Burger King. But I don't even know what Steak and Shake. I've never been there. So I'm picking Burger King too. So now we're on the second round.
Yes.
I mean, not the second round. We have no.
Well,
they have 2 sides.
yeah, and it's programmed poorly because it should go to the other side. But now we're on the second round of the left side, and then we got to get to the right side. So we get to the first round of the left side, and it took us half an hour.
Yeah, we have to go faster then, huh?
Yep. Subway versus Little Caesars. Easy for me.
Which one?
Subway. But you don't have Subway. You have A&W versus Little Caesars, don't you?
A&W versus Little Caesars. I'm picking A&W.
That's a nostalgia pick?
Nostalgia pick, yeah.
I have Jamba Juice versus Baja Fresh. This one's easy for me.
I have Jamba Juice, Chick-fil-A. Easy for me, Jamba Juice.
I like Jamba Juice.
Me too.
Oh, the Battle of the Sweets.
Oh, we have the same. Baskin Robbins versus Dunkin' Donuts. We have the same. Yours is the same. Mine's the same. Oh boy.
It's easy for me because we do have a Baskin Robbins by that Safeway on 38th and Wadsworth, but I have more memories associated with Dunkin'. So I'm choosing Dunkin'.
Well, I'm. Well, this is they're both the same. They're both equally good, equally great. Okay, but I'm going to pick instead of donuts versus ice cream. I'm picking the donuts and Dunkin' Donuts. A little bit nostalgic because of Laura from Boston too.
Yeah.
Because when we go visit her, we'd go to a Dunkin' Donuts. And it was good.
Also, I'm anticipating there being a Dairy Queen, which to me is better than Baskin Robbins in my head. I know that Dairy
yeah.
Queen's in the bracket, so the donuts beat the ice cream because the real ice cream contender for me is Dairy Queen.
Yeah. Cinnabon versus IHOP. We have the same. To me, it's going IHOP.
Yeah, IHOP is good, and I choose IHOP as well.
Yeah, because I like their menu.
You can get anything at IHOP. You can only get really unhealthy cinnamon rolls at Cinnabon.
KFC versus Five Guys Burgers. Now we're going chicken versus burgers.
I think that I'm going to catch some flack for this because people love Five Guys, but I think the price point is too high. And I was never really a big Five Guys fan. And I kind of think I love fried chicken restaurants. I'm choosing KFC over Five Guys.
I'm choosing KFC over Five Guys too because I like the KFC meals that you get because the size make the chicken they all go together, and Five Guys are just burgers or fries. That's pretty much if you're in the mood for that, yeah, it's good. But KFC you can last with that. You can last that. Go to that more often.
Yeah, I mean Five Guys. If you got a $50 bill in your pocket, you might be able to get a junior hamburger and a small fries.
Okay, Qdoba versus DQ.
Oh
Dairy
my
Queen.
God, this one's so hard.
Yeah, we like Qdoba, we like Dairy Queen, both of them. Why should they come together so early?
I know. Now, because I know that the original Mission Style Burrito restaurant from Colorado is on the other side of the bracket, Chipotle.
Yeah.
Both are from Colorado. They both have interesting names. But because I know that there's still a Colorado burrito restaurant in the mix, I'm choosing Dairy Queen for the reasons I stated earlier, the nostalgia, everything like that.
Well, to me, mostly, well, it's like apples and oranges. One's a Mexican grill, the other is Dairy Queen.
Mm-hmm.
And so just because of nostalgia, I'm going to pick Dairy Queen.
All right, this one's not fair.
This is no contest. Del Taco versus Popeyes.
I have White Castle versus Popeyes. I've already said, and I think it's a spoiler alert to people out there, but Popeyes is so good.
Yeah, we like Popeyes. I'm picking Popeyes.
Popeyes.
Yeah.
And this one's easy for me. I mentioned it the first time that it came up. Jimmy John's is pretty darn good.
We like Jimmy John's because it's consistent, very consistent. It's not plastic; it's consistent, and the bread is fine.
Yeah,
and everything is good. Very consistent, and the portion size is good.
I like the size of the sandwich. You feel good after you eat a Jimmy John's. I get the turkey tom.
I do too.
Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's.
Oh,
now we're on the other side.
No,
no, we're not.
Subway versus Jamba Juice.
Oh man. Okay. I have A&W versus Jamba Juice. So for mine, A&W versus Jamba Juice. Jamba Juice is now. A&W is the past. Nostalgia. So now I got to say, okay, is it nostalgia? I don't go to A&W anymore now. And Jamba Juice is new. We didn't have Jamba Juice when I was younger.
No, it's from the late 90s or early 2000s.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's tough. But because today I really like Jamba Juice because it's kind of a treat. It's kind of like a good lunch, a light lunch. I'm picking Jamba Juice.
I'm picking Jamba Juice as well over Subway. Even though Subway's everywhere, I've had Jamba Juice more recently. And when I did have it, it was delicious. So Jamba Juice.
Yeah, me too. I like Jamba Juice. Dunkin' Donuts versus IHOP. We have the same. Oh, boy.
I will say, if I had to choose a diner, I would choose IHOP. There's more food, more variety. I choose IHOP.
Well, because exactly what you said, I'm picking IHOP too.
Oh, KFC
DQ,
versus DQ.
Dairy Queen versus Kentucky Fried Chicken. We have the same. We have the same matchup, you and me. And yeah, this is tough. Again, Dairy Queen is nostalgic, and we go there even today, and it's good. KFC, we don't go there that much, but it's really good too.
Because the Popeyes is just as close as the KFC. So why would you get KFC when you have Popeyes?
That's right. So
I
I'm
choose
picking.
I choose Dairy Queen.
Me too. I'm picking Dairy Queen.
Ooh,
Da-
this is a good fight. Popeyes versus Jimmy John's.
okay.
Jimmy John's is healthier, but Popeyes might be the most delicious food ever made by humans.
Wow. You're really talking up Popeyes, aren't you?
Um, there was a story that went viral. There was this cafe, I think in California, like a high-end cafe, and they had a chicken tender sandwich. And it was $15 or whatever, $20. And someone sat outside, and the lady would have her staff run to Popeyes and buy like a 50 pack of chicken tenders. And that would be the chicken tenders she would put in the sandwich at her cafe. And she got busted. That's how good Popeyes is. You could serve it at a snooty restaurant, and people would be like, "This is delicious."
Yep.
Popeyes, no contest.
Well, no, but Jimmy John's has good sandwiches. I like both of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think just from what you said, the turkey tom sandwich from Jimmy John's is my favorite. Popeyes, the chicken sandwich is excellent. If I had them both in front of me, I'd say which one would you rather eat? It's a very, very close competition, but I would pick Popeyes.
Nice. I have Jamba Juice versus IHOP.
Yeah. Wow.
I would say I know that Jamba Juice is very sugary. It's not like necessarily healthy, but I would pick Jamba Juice over IHOP because part of it is the Jamba Juice is closer than the IHOP. The closest IHOP is up in Arvada, orientated to us. And I mean, we go to Denny's more than IHOP, even though I think IHOP's better, or when you could go to restaurants pre-COVID, because Denny's is closer. And I think that has a lot to do with the relationships and attachments you form. So I choose Jamba Juice.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm choosing Jamba Juice too because IHOP, well, Jamba Juice I would rather have a Jamba Juice than pancakes or whatever they have at IHOP. So I like the Jamba Juice. I like that. It makes me feel good.
Okay, we're almost at the end, the final four here with the Elite Eight.
Dairy Queen versus Popeyes.
Popeyes. I like Dairy
Well,
Queen, but Popeyes is so good.
well, now we come down to both of them are excellent. Dairy Queen for ice cream and hot fudge sundaes. Popeyes for actual food. So if I had a choice, I'd pick the food.
Food.
Yeah, I'm picking Popeyes.
So we end up with a sweet versus savory in the semifinal. Jamba Juice versus Popeyes, right?
Yeah.
And no surprise, I know this is going to be... I sort of made this anticlimactic by talking to Popeyes so much, but I choose Popeyes over Jamba Juice. What about you?
Well, I really like Jamba Juice because it's tasty, but Popeyes is food, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Jamba Juice is light and it's fruit and sweet, and they have other things in it too. But Popeyes is actual food. So for a meal, I'll pick Popeyes.
And we're on to the other side of the bracket.
Okay, here we go.
It only took us 40 minutes. I think this might go faster because I was cheating. There's a lot of places we haven't been.
Okay.
So these decisions will be easier. McDonald's versus Church's Chicken. Speaking of which, I've never been to a Church's Chicken.
I have.
Are they okay?
Yeah, they are. They're a lot like King Super's chicken and like just chicken that's that you'd buy at a supermarket.
Yeah, I have heard it said that Church's Chicken is like Burger King, KFC is like McDonald's, and Wendy's is like Popeyes. In terms of the three big chicken restaurants, does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess so. It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
Well, here's what I have to say. McDonald's, it's the 500-pound gorilla. But when I eat McDonald's, which isn't very often, I have to admit myself, it's pretty delicious.
Okay, what are you picking?
I'm picking McDonald's. McDonald's is delicious.
Okay, I'm picking Church's Chicken because I like Church's Chicken.
Ooh, Fuddruckers versus Papa John's.
Wow.
Well, I haven't been to a Fuddrucker since I was a kid. I think that sort of franchise has fallen off. That was burgers. Papa John's, I used to like Papa John's. The only problem is the Papa John's that delivers to my house, they're a bunch of idiots. It's a horrible franchise. And I don't think it's indicative of the whole chain. But I've never ordered Papa John's because my Papa John sucks. But if I were in a different city and I wanted to order pizza to my hotel room or something, I would consider Papa John's. I just know for a fact that mine is bad. But that being said, I would choose Papa John's over Fuddruckers because Fuddruckers has sort of gone the way of the dinosaur. It's escaped my memory. I remember it as a kid, but I haven't seen one in 20 years.
You're picking Papa John's?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I look at these two, I think I went to Fuddruckers maybe once or twice, and it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It was hamburgers. Papa John wasn't great, wasn't bad. It was pizza. But the thing of it is that if I'm going to pick pizza over hamburger or pick pizza versus hamburgers, I'll pick hamburgers. I want to pick the Fuddruckers.
You're going Fuddruckers?
Yep. Waffle House versus Carl's Jr.
Now, Waffle House is a diner not unlike IHOP. And some people love the Waffle House, but I just haven't been to very many Waffle Houses. I've been to a Waffle House once or twice in my life. When I was in high school, a Carl's Jr.'s opened up near my high school, and we would go there for lunch because of that memory. And I think a lot of this is not which one is the best. It's which one was around when you were younger and you remember going there. And Carl's Jr.'s is that for me between these two. I choose Carl's Jr.
Well, Waffle House, I think it's big in the South. And again, you have waffles in a diner versus a fast food hamburger place. But the Carl's Jr.'s we've gone through, like when when you guys were little,
Mm-hmm.
they were good.
Mm-hmm.
They were good hamburgers. They all were good hamburgers. So as far as quality of food, one's a dine-in, Waffle House is your dine-in. Carl's Jr. just has good takeout food. So I'm picking Carl's Jr.
Okay, we don't need to spend too much time on this, right?
Brewster's Real Ice Cream versus Jersey Mike's. We like Jersey Mike's. I'm picking Jersey Mike's.
And I've never been to Brewster's. Jersey Mike's is the easy choice.
I never have either.
Now, this is not a fight that will happen, but Jersey Mike's versus Jimmy John's, which one would you give it to?
I don't know.
They're both pretty good.
Yeah, I think I might. I don't know.
Domino's versus Quiznos. I think Quiznos is a Colorado company as well. But
I got pushback on this. Pizza's not that big for me. Don't like pizza that much. I'm picking Quiznos.
Quiznos? I think I'll pick Domino's just because Quiznos, a lot of the branches have closed. There's not too many Quiznos close to me anymore. And I will still occasionally, once or twice a year, order Domino's. And when I do, it's not great, but it's okay. Like I said about Little Caesars. Pizza, when it's good, is really good. And when it's bad, it's still pretty good. So I choose Domino's. We're differing more on this one.
Ben & Jerry's versus, what is that?
Raising Cane's.
Chicken fingers. Never been there, never heard of it.
Raising Cane's just opened their first location in our area on 38th and Wadsworth, where that car dealership used to be.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It just opened. I've never been there yet. Now, I do know that when we go visit Boulder, there's a prominent Ben & Jerry's on the corner on Pearl Street Mall that we always stop at and we get ice cream. And I love pints of Ben & Jerry's.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's one of the premier ice creams. This one's easy for me. I choose Ben & Jerry's.
Me too. I'm picking Ben & Jerry's because I've never been to Cane's.
Okay, Panda Express versus El Pollo Loco.
Oh man.
I don't remember eating at El Pollo Loco.
Me neither.
And I know that I don't really like Panda Express. Some people think it's delicious. I think it's kind of like gross Chinese food. But I'll still choose Panda Express because I don't know what El Pollo Loco is about.
Yeah, it's kind of like, do you want to eat a street vendor in Shanghai, or do you want to eat Panda Express that you know at least you're not going to get sick?
I don't know. It's kind of like, do you want to get diarrhea from Chinese food or do you want to get diarrhea from Mexican food?
Yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah,
That's this battle.
it is. So I'm picking the Panda Express because I've eaten there before, and it's not great, but it's not bad. It's just fast food. Okay.
Okay,
Papa, Papa Murphy's versus Cold Stone Creamery. We have both of those here.
we do. I don't eat much Cold Stone. I prefer Dairy Queen to Cold Stone, to be honest. Um, because we like the Ben and Jerry's. I like it, but it's not close. It's up in Boulder. Papa Murphy's. When I was younger, this kid from the Wheat Ridge High School football team came and he was selling this big book of certificates, and they were all for Papa Murphy's. This is when we were younger and wilder. Michael and I lived off of Papa Murphy's for like 6 months from that coupon book.
Uh-huh.
It was like buy one large, get one free. What are we gonna do for dinner? Like, let's get two Papa Murphy's pizzas, and then we'd eat it for breakfast and lunch the next day. You know.
Uh-huh.
And there was a bunch of coupons, so I probably have had Papa Murphy's 200 times in that 5 year period, if not more. I haven't had it recently, but when I have had it recently, it's been really disappointing. It makes me feel like crap. Do you remember when I brought home some Papa Murphy's, right?
Yeah.
It's not as good as, well, our current pizza places, which are independent businesses, Pietra's Pizzeria and Vinola's Italian Market. They both make much better pizzas than Papa Murphy's. More expensive, but much better.
Pietra's, Vinolas are great. They are the best. They are great. They're really good.
And
We have good places here in the Denver metro area.
so I think if I was being honest with myself, I would choose Cold Stone. But because of the nostalgia of living off of Papa Murphy's for a year of my life, I'm going to choose Papa Murphy's.
Well, for me, Papa Murphy's is, I like pizza, and that's good. What I don't like about Cold Stone Creamery, you go in there and it tastes good, it looks good, but it just makes me feel uncomfortable for this dude or this guy or lady, this boy or girl, the dude or dudette, whatever they are, sit there,
Yeah.
pound it out in front of you. It goes, oh my goodness, that just makes me feel uncomfortable. I'd rather it come from a machine. I feel safer.
Yeah.
I just don't like them pounded out in front of me, and it's on this Cold Stone that everyone else had theirs made on there,
Mm-hmm.
and oh, we clean it off. Oh yeah, I saw you clean it off. You didn't really clean it off. It makes me feel uncomfortable. It doesn't just seem that safe. So
Papa
I
Murphy's?
yeah, I'm picking Papa Murphy's.
Booyah! We both agree. Oh, I'm not sure. I've never had. We have Charlie's Philly Steaks versus Tim Hortons.
Never been to either one.
I have been to Tim Hortons. I haven't been to Charlie's. Tim Hortons is sort of like Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts of Canada. So when Laura and I went to see the Women's World Cup in 2015, the first place we stopped across the border in Lethbridge, because we drove from Denver to Edmonton, the first city you come to is called Lethbridge. Well, we crossed the border. We had our passports and everything, but we didn't realize navigation, internet, everything cuts off the second you cross the border. Phone calls. You cross the border and your cellular service stops. And no one ever told me that. This was 2015, so I should have known because I was a full-grown adult at the time. But when you go from the United States to Canada and you have an American cell phone, you get a warning. And it says, if you use data, it'll cost $100, a megabyte. It's, prohibitively expensive. So we were confused. We didn't have navigation. We didn't have communication. And when you're on a road trip, that's sort of like your lifeline. Well, we get into Lethbridge, which is the first city across the border, and we see a Tim Hortons, and Laura had heard about Tim Hortons. Like, oh yeah, I heard it's like the Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts of Canada. So we stopped there. There you can use the Wi-Fi. We downloaded all the maps we needed to get from Lethbridge to Edmonton to our hotel. So they were downloaded onto our phone. We didn't need to use data. We ate donuts and had a cup of coffee, and we got back on the road. And because of that one experience with Tim Hortons, that wins.
Well, I've never been to either one. I've never heard of either one. But because of your story, I'll pick Tim Hortons too.
Okay, this next one is easy for me. We have Taco Bell versus Panera.
Easy for me too.
Taco Bell's disgusting and gross. Panera's actually pretty good.
I'll pick Panera too. Panera has really good stuff. And no contest between that and Taco Bell.
I mean, Panera's more expensive, but Panera is actually food. Taco Bell's like eating garbage.
You're so frank. You're so vivid. Bojangles versus Checkers. Crazy good food. Rallies. Crazy good food. I've never been to either one.
Neither have I. So I'm going to choose based upon which logo I like better. Actually, no. I'm going to choose because I like the song Mr. Bojangles.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm choosing Bojangles.
I'm choosing Bojangles too, simply because it has a star in it.
Ooh.
Sonic.
Krispy Kreme donuts, which I like, versus from your home state, the state of Oklahoma, Sonic. Did you know Sonic is an Oklahoma company?
No, I didn't know that.
Sonic is an Oklahoma company.
Oklahoma. Great state.
That
Good
being
people.
said,
Good people.
That being said, I like Krispy Kreme more than Sonic. It's not a dig on Oklahoma. Sonic's okay. Krispy Kreme donuts are pretty good. Where is your head at with this battle?
Is Krispy Kreme more in the East?
Yes, I think so. We have some here.
I remember seeing it more in the East when I was back East. But Sonic is a drive-in.
Uh-huh.
Sonic, you drive in there and you can eat your stuff in your car. And I'm picking Sonic because...
You know what? I'll pick Sonic too. Do you remember when I bought my Cadillac and we went to Sonic? That was the first place we went and had the girl come deliver me my food. I'll pick Sonic because of that one memory. That's the thing about food. Sometimes it's not about the food. It's not about the restaurant. It's about the memories, right?
That's right. Okay, Chipotle Mexican Grill versus Captain D's Seafood Kitchen. I've never been to Captain D's, and I'm picking Chipotle.
Chipotle, another Colorado company. Gotta choose it.
No doubt, Chipotle.
Ooh, this one's got to be tough for you.
Denny's versus Einstein Brothers Bagels.
I'll let you take the lead on this one.
Well, both of them are very, to me, I've been to Denny's a lot because the Denny's just within a mile of my house, and I used to go there 2 or 3 times a day. Then the pandemic happened, and I don't go there anymore. I kind of miss it because the food is okay. The food is pretty good. But the Denny's I go to, the one near my house, they have really good cooks. And a lot of it has to do with what cooks you have. I've been to Denny's. I went to Denny's back in Connecticut and other Denny's like down south here in Denver. They're not that good. But the one I go to here is really good. So I shout out to that Denny's. They have excellent cooks there. The guy's lucky that he has good cooks. And the servers are very friendly. They're very nice. It's kind of like, it's there again, it's not so much the food at the Denny's near my house. It's about the environment. It's a very friendly environment. It's kind of like you have the regulars come. And it's kind of like it's almost like you know everybody. Mm-hmm. You walk in, you wave to everybody, and it's the experience. But as far as the food is concerned, we also have an Einstein Brothers that we go to all the time, and the Einstein Brothers food there, they have sandwiches that for bagels. I love bagels. They have sandwiches there that are very, very good, and some of my favorite sandwiches are from Einstein.
So what do you choose?
Okay, so Denny's has the nostalgic. Einstein has the current, and I guess I'm going to pick Einstein's.
I'm picking Einstein's too. I don't think Denny's is all that healthy, but I can eat a bagel and lox from Einstein's and feel good.
Well, two things about the Denny's that's close to my house. One, it has the best steaks than any steakhouse I've gone to here. They cook the steaks correctly. And like we've gone to Outback Steakhouse, and those steaks were horrible. Go to Denny's, and the steaks were good. The second thing is that, again, the servers make the sundaes, hot fudge sundaes, chocolate sundaes. They make the sundaes, and so they like you. They'll just pour everything on it. It's the best sundae you'll have, and it's cheap, but it's
very
good,
cheap.
good. It's cheap, but it's really good. And they say, "What do you want on it?" I want this, a lot of this, and they'll do it because they make them back there. So you get the sundae almost handmade, and it says, "I want a lot of syrup." So they'll put more syrup than you can eat on the thing. So in that sense, it's really good. But as far as general, I'd pick Einstein's.
I pick Einstein's as well. Sabaro versus Shake Shack.
Never been to. I might have been to Sabaro.
We went to Shake
Never
Shack
been-
out in Massachusetts when you were with us, when we were visiting Laura.
Oh, I guess I didn't remember.
It's small, really expensive hamburgers. It's like Five Guys if you shrunk the hamburgers and you charge the same price. And people lose their cookies over Shake Shack. I mean, Shake Shack, yeah. People, Shake Shack is a lot like Smash Burger, I would say. The taste is very similar. Now, Sabaro is just mall pizza. That's what I think of when I think of Sabaro.
Oh yeah, I've seen it in the malls. Yeah.
So I choose Sabaro.
Okay, I'll choose Sabaro too.
Just because people love Shake Shack, and I love hating on people that love stuff that seems a little bit irrational to me, you know? The love for Shake Shack is like, oh, Shake Shack is so good. It's fine. But it's fun. It's funny to choose Sabaro over it just to be contrarian, you know?
Yeah.
I think that if you're going to be contrarian, choosing Sabaro over Shake Shack is way better than like not wearing a mask. That's my opinion. This one's easy for me. We have Johnny Rockets versus Starbucks.
Yeah.
I love
I've been to
Starbucks.
I've been to both. I don't drink coffee,
Mm-hmm.
but I like Starbucks. They have different kind of stuff. They have tea there. They have all different things there, and I like the franchise, even though there's people have identified problems with it, but I like it. I mean, you're employing local people that are working there,
Mm-hmm.
So, and Johnny Rockets are good, but I'm picking Starbucks because of consistency.
I'm drinking Starbucks coffee right now. I mean, I made it myself, and I went to Starbucks last night and got a tea at 8 o'clock at night. That's got to tell you something, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the one on this list I've been to most recently, with Starbucks. Okay, McDonald's versus Papa John's. What do you have?
Church's Chicken versus Fuddruckers' Greatest Hamburgers.
Okay, so you have chicken versus hamburgers. I have hamburgers versus pizza. And I'm going to say this for my matchup, McDonald's versus Papa John's, because our matchups are completely different. Mm-hmm. McDonald's is pretty good. Like, it might make you sick, but before it makes you sick, it's going to taste good. So I choose McDonald's.
Okay, mine is Church's Chicken versus Fuddruckers. I'm picking the chicken.
All right, here we go. Carl's Jr.'s versus Jersey Mike's. What do you have?
Same thing.
We have a Jersey Mike's near us, and we go to it a couple times a month. And I like the oil and vinegar on the subs with the spice. I think they do a decent job at Jersey Mike's. I choose Jersey Mike's.
We've had Jersey Mike's more recently than Carl's Jr.'s. They're very different sandwiches. Carl's Jr. is more of a burger,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I remember it's pretty juicy, but Jersey Mike's, I think they will fix it the way you want to. They'll put a lot of oil on it if you want oil on it, and when they do, it's really good. I'm picking Jersey Mike's too, David.
All right, I have Domino's versus Ben & Jerry's.
I have Quiznos versus Ben & Jerry's.
Now, I'm not a big sweet tooth, but I really like Ben & Jerry's. And Ben & Jerry's is better as far as it's ice cream versus pizza. But Ben & Jerry's is a much better ice cream than Domino's is a pizza. Therefore, I choose Ben & Jerry's.
Okay, mine's Ben & Jerry's versus Quiznos. Now I like Quiznos, but again, Ben and Jerry's is really good ice cream. But also, when we have Ben and Jerry's, it's like a treat. It's like a party.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're having Ben and Jerry's, and it's fun. Okay, and there's a Ben and Jerry's up in Boulder too. I'm picking Ben and Jerry's.
Panda Express versus Papa Murphy's.
Yeah.
Both of these places made me sick last time I had them.
So pick your diarrhea.
Pick your poison. I think because I lived off of Papa Murphy's for a year of my life, I'm going to choose Papa Murphy's.
Well, I'd rather have pizza than a Panda Express. So I'll pick Papa Murphy's too. Tim Hortons versus Panera Bread.
Okay, well, that Tim Hortons, it did bail me out when I got to Lethbridge, Canada. But we have a Panera here. We don't have a Tim Hortons here. I go to it, and it's pretty good. You know, their sandwiches are fine. Their pastries are okay. It's all around. I give it a C+, but the fact that it's close makes it win the race for me. Panera, I choose.
I've never been to Tim Hortons, but Panera Bread, I don't know. I'd give it higher than a C+. I think they're fine. I think Panera food, every time I've had it, was pretty good.
It never makes me sick. I will say that. Unlike a lot of stuff that's still on this list, it never makes me sick.
Bojangles versus Sonic.
Well,
Drive-ins.
I got to choose Sonic because I've actually been to a Sonic, and I've never been to a Bojangles.
Yeah, I used to go to Sonic too. Yep, Sonic. Sonic for me too. Hey, that's like you said, it's an Oklahoma company.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma is okay.
Chipotle versus Einstein's. This is a tough one because I do like bagels.
Uh-huh.
But I will say there's Doodle Roy's Bagels. It's a private bagel shop.
Yeah.
I used to go to this place when I worked downtown called Bump and Grind, and they had the best bagel and lox I've ever had in my life. I go to New York City. I've been to New York City. Go to the Jewish delis there and get bagel and lox. Bagel and lox is one of my favorite things. There's a bagel joint up on Highway 93. That's an independent bagel joint in Golden. I think I got it once and we ate it. We liked it. Einstein Brothers Bagels. I like them because I like bagels, but they're not really that good of bagels. Do you see what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
In the pantheon of bagels, they're not in the upper 50%, you know? So I choose Chipotle.
Oh, wow. Well, it really is a matter of taste because Chipotle Mexican grill, you know, and the pulled pork, and the burritos that's very different taste than the Einstein bagel sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
So just two different tastes. And I like both tastes. And we used to have Doodle Roy's. We don't go there anymore because they're east and we live in the west. Or downtown, we live in the west. And I don't know. I don't think Einstein Brothers Bagels is that bad.
No, they're good, but it's just because I like bagels. It's like pizza. You know, Einstein Brothers is the Domino's of bagels. Like Domino's is to pizza as Einstein Brothers. Like you can have a really, really good bagel, but you can't have one at Einstein's, you know?
Yeah, I can understand that. But how much can you mess up a bagel?
Yeah.
I mean, you could really mess up a pizza.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, the range, the variability of a pizza is pretty big. So when it's bad, it's bad. When a bagel is bad, it's not, you know, it's. But I'm picking Einstein Brothers. I'm picking Einstein Bagels over Chipotle.
I picked Chipotle, Colorado company. We got Sabaro versus Starbucks. Easy for me, Starbucks.
Starbucks for me too. That's easy.
Ooh, I have McDonald's versus Jersey Mike's.
I have Jersey Mike's versus Church's Chicken.
So I've been saying McDonald's is good, but this is where that ends.
Yeah.
Jersey Mike's is also good, and it doesn't make me sick 50% of the time I eat it. McDonald's is good, but it makes me sick 50% of the time I eat it. So Jersey Mike's beats McDonald's.
Okay. Well, mine's Church's Chicken versus Jersey Mike's, and Jersey Mike's is much better than Church's Chicken, even though I like chicken. I'm picking Jersey Mike's. Ben and Jerry's versus Papa Murphy's, we have the same.
Okay, and this is where my nostalgia for Papa Murphy's runs out. I ate a lot of Papa Murphy's, but that's just because I was listless and careless with my nutritional habits. So there was the nostalgia of surviving off of solely Papa Murphy's for a year. But now that I'm a little bit older and more discerning, I realize Ben & Jerry's is good. Papa Murphy's is mediocre. So I got to choose the one that's good. Ben & Jerry's.
Well, to me, it's pizza versus ice cream. I'm picking ice cream. And Ben & Jerry's is good ice cream. They do a good job.
Okay.
Panera. Yeah, we have the same matchup.
Panera versus Sonic?
Yep.
What is your thoughts on this?
Well, Sonic's a drive-in, and Panera, we have it close by. I haven't been to a Sonic in a long time. Sonic has a nostalgia for me because there was a Sonic in where was it? In Salida.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Sonic in Salida we would go to, which was fun. But as far as the drive-in versus the Panera bread, you go inside and eat, or you can take it home. I'm going to go with the Panera bread.
Me too. I think Panera bread's a little bit higher quality
I think it is. I think it is too.
In my head, it is anyway. Ooh, this one's tough.
Yeah, me too.
You have Einstein Brothers versus Starbucks.
Yes, and you have Chipotle versus Starbucks.
This is so tough. You know what? I like Starbucks. I have a Starbucks card. You get me a Starbucks card every Christmas.
Yeah.
I stop at Starbucks and get a drink, and it's nice. It's a nice place to go. Sometimes I'll get lunch there, partly because I have the card. But I think dollars for donuts, I like Chipotle more than I like Starbucks. I'm choosing Chipotle.
Oh, wow. Well, to me, Einstein Brothers is good. Starbucks is good. I don't go to Starbucks that much.
Mm-hmm.
And Einstein Brothers, their bagel and lox and bagel sandwiches, I really, really like those with the onions and the capers and the tomato.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to go between the two. I think Starbucks is better.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as I'm concerned, I enjoy Einstein Brothers bagels better.
Yeah. Well, it's like you said, like ice cream versus real food, or Cinnabon, cinnamon rolls versus real food, Ihop.
Yeah.
Chipotle versus Starbucks is like, I think of Starbucks as a place I get a drink, not really a place that I get food. And so when you can eat a burrito bowl and you're hungry and then you feel good afterwards, that's different than just getting like a iced tea or a latte. So I think the feeling that it engenders makes Chipotle more valuable to me than Starbucks.
Yep. So I'm picking Einstein Brothers bagel.
Because you can get a real meal there.
I can get a real meal there and a meal that I like.
Ooh, Ben & Jerry's versus Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, this is tough.
It is tough. I like them both.
Me too.
Here's the interesting thing about ice cream to me is Jersey Mike's is a sub shop, and the subs are fine. Now, in Denver, or in Wheat Ridge, where we live, Jersey Mike's is not as good as like the independent place that we go to called Hickory Baked Hams. Those sandwiches will knock your socks off. Hickory Baked Hams, even Vanola's, their sandwiches will knock your socks off way more than Jersey Mike's will. Now, it's tough to find an independent ice cream place that's better than Ben & Jerry's, just for the hand-dipped ice cream. So I think that Ben & Jerry's is kind of like gourmet, whereas Jersey Mike's is just like a maintenance sandwich. So I'm choosing Ben & Jerry's.
Wow. Yeah, that's tough because as you say, we get Ben & Jerry's as a specialty.
Mm-hmm.
And Jersey Mike's, we have that a lot more than Ben & Jerry's because Jersey Mike's is more food.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a dinner. We have it for dinner. And Jersey Mike's, they have a lot of oil on it and a lot of fixins, and it's nice and juicy. And we had a taste test of different sandwiches. Remember?
And Jersey Mike's won.
Jersey Mike's was the one.
Subway, Which, Jimmy John's, and Jersey Mike's. And Jersey Mike's edged out Jimmy John's. Which was in the last place, and Subway was in third.
So I'm picking Jersey Mike's, but because it's food.
Because it's food, not dessert?
Right.
Okay, I have Panera versus Chipotle.
I have Panera versus Einstein Brothers Bagels. I'm picking Panera.
You like Panera more than Einstein's?
I do because I like Einstein Brothers bagels and I like it and it's good. But if I want to go have a dinner, a meal, fast food, uh, to me Einstein Brothers is like a specialty,
Mm-hmm.
and Panera has sandwiches that I like. They have had sandwiches that I really that I
You
like
could
it.
have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, not just breakfast.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I choose Chipotle. Chipotle is pretty good. I have Ben and Jerry's versus Chipotle.
I have Jersey Mike's versus Panera.
Ooh, I'm telling you right now, because of the meal factor and because it's a Colorado company, and it may not win the grand finals, but I'm a homer, so I choose Chipotle. It's a good meal. It's a square meal, a lot of food.
It is. For me, my matchup is Panera Bread versus Jersey Mike's. I'm picking Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's made it all the way to the finals for you?
Yes, I like Jersey Mike's.
So do you have Popeyes versus Jersey Mike's?
Yes, I do.
I have Popeyes versus Chipotle.
Yeah.
And this is not going to be a shocker based upon everything I've said. The best fast food restaurant, period, is Popeyes. Now,
I'm
I like Chipotle, but Popeyes is just so good.
Well, for me, it's Popeyes versus Jersey Mike's. And for me, the best fast food restaurant is going to be Popeyes.
We both choose Popeyes?
Yes, I like Popeyes a lot.
You know what I think that means?
We should have a Popeyes tonight.
We should have Popeyes for dinner.
Let's have Popeyes for dinner tonight.
Sounds good to me. To
Get
celebrate
one.
to celebrate it winning best fast food restaurant of all time.
Uh-huh.
Well, this has been fun.
Yeah.
We've made it through the bracket list. Uh, do you have any closing comments?
Yeah, this has been good to talk about food, but it's been enjoyable. It's just been fun. But along the way, you really should keep on talking, but listen more than you talk and try to understand what the other person is saying.